Good evening, everyone. This is the midweek Flagler weather update, and today is the 11th of March, 2026, and that makes today Wednesday. So, we're just going to do a quick update because we do have some changes ahead on the weather, which will be affecting us here in Flagler County. So, just taking a quick look at the Weather Prediction Center and the forecast that they are presenting. So, we have a storm system that's developing off to the west and a front and all that stuff, and high pressure over the southeast. By tomorrow, that front begins to slide through and stall off to our south. And that's going to keep the weather somewhat unsettled as we go through the next few days and into the weekend. So it's going to cool things down a little bit, and it's going to bring us some unsettled weather right into Monday before things begin to change and things clear off. So as we look at Friday, you can see that front is still here. High pressure tries to nudge in, but that front stalls out, and even low pressure system tries to develop along it. So let's get in a closer look at what's going on in Flagler County and what to be expected. So let's talk about the National Weather Service is saying here. So a couple key points here is that there will be some thunderstorms coming around on Thursday. Now, the risk of stronger storms are off to our north and west. As a matter of fact, quite off to the north and west. But Flagler County is in the low risk, and there's going to be a round of showers that come through. Some of those might be thunderstorms in the afternoon. And among those storms, gusts up to 40 to 60 miles per hour will be possible, along with the risk of small hail. But we're not looking at a widespread severe weather outbreak by any stretch with this activity. But there will be a round of unsettled weather that will come through. Rip current risk that has been high all day today, and to still expect rip currents to be elevated as you go into tomorrow. But we're hoping that rain will help be able to knock out the drought situation, at least, knock it down just a tiny bit, because right now we are still holding in extreme drought conditions across Flagler County. And we'll take a closer look at that in just a minute. But rain is on the way. So let's go ahead and talk about that, and let's go ahead and pull up. Matter of fact, let's go to rainfall first. So tonight we stay dry. Tomorrow, though, looks like a good 60 to 70% chance of showers and thunderstorms. The best timing for this is going to be in the afternoon, anytime after 2 o'clock. There'll be the risk of the odd, shower here or there throughout the day. In the morning, there could be a couple quick passing through showers that move through. But the bulk of the rain is going to come through afternoon, maybe early evening. But a pretty good chance of that, about 70% chance countywide on that. And then tomorrow night, those rain chances dwindle down to about 40% as those rain chances decrease, but they don't go all the way away because that front goes to our south and then it stalls out. And as we get into Friday, we're still going to hold about maybe a 20% chance of a few showers maybe coming in off the ocean. Friday looks to be an overall dry day, but the odd shower is still possible. And then that rain chance stays with us into Friday night. And going into Saturday, those rain chances start to bump back up. Keep in mind now, this is a few days away, and these rain chances can be increased or decreased as the National Weather Service tweaks the forecast. But right now, about a 40% chance of showers on Saturday. And we're going to see a breezy north wind, north to northeast wind, almost like a little miniature nor'easter setting up behind that front. But then as we go into Sunday, those rain chances come back up to almost 80% across the county as another front begins to approach with showers, rain, and maybe some thunderstorms along with it. We'll have to watch and see if a storm threat starts to materialize. But those rain chances are very high as we go into Sunday. But then as we go into Sunday night, Monday, we still have a pretty good chance of rain, about a 60% chance of rain into Monday as that front slowly comes through here. And then by Tuesday, just a maybe 10% chance of showers as things dry out and the sun comes out, but things will cool down quite a bit. So let's talk about temperatures. How cool is it going to get? Well, for tomorrow, high temperatures, look for those in the mid 80s inland, low temperatures high temperatures near 80 or so at the beaches, 86, 87 or so inland during the course of tomorrow. For tonight, though, look at these low temperatures. Generally 65 inland, 67 beaches. And we're going to see that again as we go into Friday morning. But note the difference now. The low temperatures Friday morning will be a little bit cooler than they've been as of late. So Friday morning, that front, remember, it passes us now. we see low temperatures right near that 60-degree mark. Instead of low temperatures 65, 68 degrees, now we're looking at low temperatures 58 to 60 degrees. So you're going to notice a little bit cooler, with the temperatures on Friday, but not dramatically so. That's your low temperatures. Now, high temperatures Friday, instead of in the mid 80s, more like the mid 70s. So around 70 at the beaches and about 77 inland. And a lot of that's going to have to do with those northeast breezes and the passing showers that we in our forecast. Now, as we go further along into the weekend, because a lot of people want to know what the weekend's going to do. So looking at Saturday, high temperatures begin to rebound now. We're starting to get back into the 70s at the beaches, near 80 inland. So that's, if you like the warm weather, it's some good news. Then Sunday, we're in the 80s inland, 70s beaches, but there's a very high chance of rain on Sunday. So again, just keep that in mind. But then as we go into Monday morning, look for temperatures to bottom out in the 60s once again. Monday, high temperatures again near 80 degrees or so on Monday. But watch this. When we get to Tuesday, high temperature 64 degrees on Tuesday. High temperature 59 at the beaches, 60 at the beaches on Tuesday. A significant cool down is on the way. Not talking about any freezes, but it'll be decidedly cooler. Low temperatures Wednesday morning, 47 degrees, 48 degrees, 49 in Palm Coast. So definitely a chill in the air as we go into early next week. Now let's talk about winds. And for those that's coming in, if you've missed the beginning of this broadcast, you can rewind it when we get done here. So let's talk about winds. Let's talk about that and look at wind gust right now. So tomorrow, gusty winds, maybe 20, 22 miles an hour. And then Friday, but you can see the winds over here on the beaches starting to kick up, 24 miles an hour. These are gusts, not sustained winds. And then as we get into Saturday, you can see those winds start to come down a little bit, and then you see the winds about 10 to 15 miles an hour, and then Monday and then into Tuesday, they get breezy again. Now, this does not include thunderstorm gusts, so if we get a strong thunderstorm, you can see a gust much higher than that. So let's go further on into the future, shall we? So this is our expected outlook for March 17th to March 21st. This takes us from Thursday into Saturday, and we are looking on the average cooler than normal temperatures across the area. These are strong signals of a cool down. And again, we're not looking at a freeze or anything like that. Now, if you're going to be going out to MegaCon and you're a cosplayer, many cosplayers like the cooler temperatures unless you're wearing something skimpy because, we're in cosplay in Florida. You get warm rapidly. So they'll be enjoying that. The chances of precipitation, right now we're looking at about what is average, to be expected with above normal precipitation expected to the south of us. Again, that's Tuesday, March 17th to Saturday, March 21st. Going further off into the future, how do things look? Well, let's zoom in and take a look here. So there we go. And we're starting to look at that cool blast. Won't last long. Things will be warming back up. So looking at temperatures above average as we go into towards the middle to the end of March, from March 19th to March 25th rather, and then precipitation below normal precipitation is expected. Quick look at the wildfire danger and all that. Right now, fire danger remains high, but you notice this little blue sliver right here. That's right about where Flagler County is. So the drought index numbers have come down to just over 400. And usually when you get over 500 is when you start having problems. 500 is usually the trigger point for burn bans. And right now we're below that. So we do have some really dry areas to our immediate north and immediate south, but we got lucky with some of that rainfall. That has helped us out a little bit. But more rain on the way. That's definitely some good news. Folks down here in SoFlo, southern Florida, they're still in big trouble down here with that wildfire risk. So, folks, that's going to wrap things up. Again, in short, things are going to start changing tomorrow. A round of showers, maybe thunderstorms tomorrow, chiefly in the afternoon or in the early evening. The odd storm could be strong, so just be aware of that. And then as we go into Friday, Saturday, we're going to keep a running chance of showers, a little bit cooler, a little bit breezy. And then Sunday, good chance of rain, showers, maybe thunderstorms coming through into Monday with warmer temperatures. And as we go into Tuesday, Wednesday of next week, temperatures cool off quite significantly with high temperatures only getting into the 60s and lows in the upper 40s, lower 50s. So again, if you've just joined us, you can rewind and rewatch. We'll also put our YouTube link up too in just a few moments. Everybody out there, have a great rest of the week. Look for another update this weekend.